The atrocity came despite numerous warnings both within the EU and from the US about possible attacks during the festive season. Meanwhile, the German Interior Minister Thomas de Maizière has rejected criticism that a security failure contributed to the truck attack, saying that any such suggestion was inappropriate. RT's Peter Oliver reports from Berlin on security concerns.
The attack on the Christmas market here in Berlin has highlighted just how unprepared Germany was to deal with this type of incident. Christmas markets represent a soft target. As you can see, this one just behind me here is very typical of the ones you'll find across Berlin and across Germany. There are no roadblocks. The traffic moves straight past. Questions have been raised about why that was allowed to happen following the disaster that took place in the terror attack in Nice, in which a truck was driven into a crowd of people as they watched a fireworks display. There's also, as you can see, no bag checks, no added security at these Christmas markets, and that has led to questions being asked about if we knew that there was a threat, why wasn't this put in place? Some markets, like this one, do have security, but they're very much the exception as opposed to the rule.
Freak example of the risks of being here.
I think just a simple thing like that around the perimeter of such markets would be a really important addition to the security that's existing already.
But with everybody seemingly able to see the soft target that Christmas markets present, questions will be asked over why security wasn't better. Peter Oliver, RT, Berlin.
The attacker was Tunisian national Anis Amri, who, it transpired, had been on the radar of counter-terrorism agencies just months before. He left Tunisia back in 2011, where he was sentenced to 5 years for car theft. Then he entered Italy using a fake alias and was not deported because of a lack of documents. In Italy, he spent 4 years in prison for arson and assault. In 2015, he asked for asylum in Germany, but was denied, though not deported. That's when he's believed to have contacted ISIL. In 2016, he was put under surveillance as a potential threat, but then the monitoring stopped. Right after the attack, the German chancellor said it would be a big blow if the attacker turned out to be an asylum seeker.
I know it would be particularly difficult for us all to endure if this act was committed by a person who asked for protection and asylum in Germany. The Amri case raises certain questions. Questions not only related to the act, but also to the time before that, since he came to Germany in July 2015. We will now thoroughly examine how far measures of the state need to be changed.
Following the attack, supporters of the anti-migrant Alternative for Germany party blamed Angela Merkel for Monday's massacre. They expressed anger over her open-door refugee policy and the perceived lack of security in the country. That demonstration was countered by activists calling on people to support asylum seekers.
It's an absolutely failed reaction of the politicians, and especially of Merkel, because she's responsible for her politics. The German chancellor let people in, the so-called refugees. They didn't even ask for names, they didn't even ask for their birth date, and that's what you see now. We were already warning at that time that there will be terrorists coming into Germany and then to Europe, and that's what we face that we face now.
The idea that Merkel has had an open-door policy towards immigrants and refugees is absurd. The UN, HCR and Frontex both say that 90% of the asylum seekers and immigrants who are coming to the West at the minute have been refugees fleeing war, fleeing conflict, fleeing persecution. But the kind of rhetoric that we've seen in the wake of the horrific Berlin attacks has shown that the AfD are looking to exploit this, they're looking to monopolize the situation gratuitously, and they're stoking fear and hate and anger.